When we think of phobias, we usually imagine common fears like spiders, arachnophobia, heights, acrophobia, or confined spaces, claustrophobia. These are rational fears blown out of proportion. But the human psyche is a vast and often bizarre landscape, capable of developing an irrational terror of the most unexpected things. For some people, the world is a minefield not of danger, but of peculiar triggers that most of us would never even notice. Welcome to the strange world of rare and unusual phobias. From buttons to peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth, these fears are so specific and so odd that they sound like jokes. But for the people who live with them, they are a source of genuine anxiety and daily struggle. Here are 10 of the most unusual, rare, and sometimes even funny-sounding phobias that prove the human brain's capacity for fear knows no bounds. 1. Koumpounophobia, fear of buttons. Simple description. This is a surprisingly common phobia involving an intense disgust or fear of buttons. This can include buttons on clothing, loose buttons, or even seeing someone else touch a button. Interesting fact: the famous tech mogul Bill Gates has spoken about his struggle with this phobia. In interviews, he has mentioned that he would avoid touching buttons altogether as a child and would wear shirts with poppers, snap fasteners, instead. For sufferers, the texture, the look, and even the thought of a button scraping against a fingernail can cause nausea and panic. 2. Pogonophobia, fear of beards. Simple description. This is the irrational fear of beards, facial hair, or people wearing them. It can range from mild discomfort to a full-blown panic attack if a bearded person gets too close. Interesting fact: this phobia became a historical talking point during the reign of England's King Peter the Great. When he visited Britain in 1698, he brought along a large contingent of Russian advisors who famously wore beards. The locals, who were not used to such hirsute fashion, were reportedly so frightened by their appearance that they would run away, providing an early and famous example of this phobia in action. 3. Arachibutyrophobia, fear of peanut butter sticking to the mouth. Simple description. No, this isn't the fear of peanuts or peanut butter itself. It is the specific, terrifying fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. The sufferer is terrified of the choking sensation or the inability to speak caused by the sticky paste. Interesting fact: this phobia is often cited as one of the most ridiculous-sounding fears, and its name is almost as difficult to swallow as the feared substance itself. While many people find the sensation annoying, for someone with arachibutyrophobia, the act of eating a simple peanut butter sandwich is a high-anxiety experience that they will go to great lengths to avoid. 4. Nomophobia, fear of being without a mobile phone. Simple description: a portmanteau of no mobile phone phobia. This is the modern fear of being out of mobile phone contact. It encompasses the fear of losing your phone, running out of battery, having no network signal, or simply forgetting your phone at home. Interesting fact: this is a distinctly 21st century phobia, born from our hyper-connected world. Studies have shown that a significant percentage of people experience genuine stress and anxiety when separated from their devices, with some reporting physical symptoms like panic and cold sweats. It highlights how our psychological dependence on technology can create very real, new forms of fear. 5. Anatidaephobia, fear that somewhere a duck is watching you. Simple description. Made famous by the cartoonist Gary Larson, this is the fear that no matter where you are or what you are doing, a duck is watching you. It's not a fear of ducks themselves, but of being constantly observed by one. Interesting fact: this is considered a pseudophobia, or a humorous fictional phobia. yet it perfectly captures the essence of how irrational and specific a real phobia can be. The image of a duck with its beady eyes peeking around a corner is both comical and, for someone with this fear, a deeply unsettling thought. It serves as a brilliant metaphor for the feeling of being watched. 6. Hippopotomonstrosesquippedaliophobia. Fear of long words. Simple description. This is perhaps the most ironic phobia on the list. It is the fear of long words. The name itself is a long, complicated word, intentionally created as a joke, which makes the phobia a cruel paradox for those who suffer from it. Interesting fact: sufferers will avoid reading long words, feel intense anxiety when confronted with them, and may panic when asked to pronounce multi-syllable terms. The irony of having to explain to a doctor that you have Hippopotomonstrosesquippedaliophobia is a torturous experience, as you have to say the very thing you fear. 7. Dipnophobia. Fear of dinner conversations. Simple description. This goes beyond simple shyness. It is a deep-seated fear of engaging in dinner table conversation or the entire ritual of formal dining with others. It involves a crippling anxiety about making small talk, using the correct cutlery, and social interaction during a meal. Interesting fact: this phobia can be particularly isolating, as sharing a meal is one of the most fundamental social activities. A person with dipnophobia may become a master at avoiding dinner invitations or eating very quickly in silence to minimize the time spent in conversation, terrified of saying the wrong thing or committing a social faux pas. 8. Omphallophobia. Fear of belly buttons. Simple description. This is the fear of belly buttons, either one's own or other people's. The sight, the thought, or the touch of a navel can trigger extreme disgust and fear. Interesting fact: for someone with this phobia, beaches and swimming pools are a nightmare of exposed navels. Some people cannot even touch their own belly button to clean it, leading to a distressing personal hygiene issue. The fear is often linked to a fear of the umbilical cord or the body's vulnerability. 9. Isoptrophobia. Fear of mirrors. Simple description. This is the fear of mirrors, or seeing oneself in a reflection. It goes beyond simple vanity or dislike of one's appearance. It's a deep, superstitious fear of what might be seen in the reflection. Interesting fact: historically, this phobia is linked to superstitions about mirrors being portals to another world or capturing one's soul. Sufferers will cover or remove all mirrors from their homes and avoid reflective surfaces like shop windows at all costs, terrified of seeing something other than their own reflection staring back at them. 10. Pteronophobia. Fear of being ticked by feathers. Simple description. This is the fear of feathers, specifically of being tickled by them. It is distinct from a fear of birds, ornithophobia. The trigger is the light, uncontrollable sensation of a feather brushing against the skin. Interesting fact: this phobia can make everyday life difficult. Imagine the horror of receiving a gift with decorative feathers, trying to fluff a pillow that is leaking a little, or even walking through a park where birds are molting. The feeling of loss of control associated with being tickled is at the heart of this very specific fear. These unusual phobias serve as a powerful reminder that fear is not always logical. While some may seem funny from the outside, for the individuals experiencing them, the anxiety is genuine and life-altering. They show us just how complex, sensitive, and wonderfully weird the human mind can truly be.